Hi guys, welcome to another of our series of Technique of the Day. Today we're going to be looking with Dinky. It's not D-I-K-W, okay? It's been around for quite a while, but it's a very useful way, maybe not as a technique as such, but in the sense that Moscow and SMART are kind of techniques, but it's a way of thinking about communication, in particular communications theory. So it says that in order to get to wisdom, we need to go back a step and go back through knowledge, information, and data. So we start off with this idea of what is the data? Where is the data points? And we're talking about data being the new oil, if you want, and the Chinese having all of the data, and data being tracked through your phone, through your Fitbits, through your movements, through your emails, through your Instagrams, and all the kind of data that we see in the world. Because data is just noise in itself. It has no value until you put it together and you get what's called information. Now, information is useful, information is valuable, information is also known by others. So therefore, if I give you information, that's not enough, because you'll say, I already knew that. So for example, if I said to you, the French people speak French, you would say, I knew that. If I said to you that the English alphabet has 26 letters, you would say, I knew that. Now, you might not know that the Irish alphabet, where I come from, we have only 18 letters, and so you would not know that. So that would be called knowledge. And so you think about it, which is that I want, this or this? Actually, we want the knowledge. So when we're reporting on projects, we need to have data that gives us information on the schedule, on the budget, on the risks, on the scoping, on the quality, so that we can give you knowledge that you did not know, so that you can take corrective action or not. And that would be called wisdom. So each of these, I suppose, has a justification in project management, and data is what we gather when we're doing the project. Some people say it's kind of like the noise. It's the music from the orchestra. It's the output, if you want. It's just data, but information is useful. So it's organized data so that it's useful to somebody about the schedule, about the budget, or about, you know, the risks and things like this. So it's information. But you would say, well, I kind of knew that, but what that I did not know, and that would be perhaps using earned value management, I would then get to know that if we continue at this rate, we're going to be 2 months late. We're going to miss the deadline and therefore be sued by the contractor or the client in this case. So knowledge is extra. Just as I told you about those 18 letters in the Irish alphabet, which is not important, but you could learn other things and say, well, that is knowledge. And knowledge, to a certain extent, sits on the internet now. But years ago, it didn't. People with gray hair, that's why we're kept on in business, so that we would have that knowledge that other people didn't have, and we'd be able to recall it. Of course, the pace of change of that knowledge is quite rapid nowadays, and therefore it's good to have access to Wikipedia and other things to check your knowledge. Now, wisdom is sometimes called expert judgment. Now, expert judgment is kind of that wisdom kind of thing that we talk about, where it's based on many things. Now, one is actually on the numbers, okay, but another is also the feelings. And so recognizing that bringing together the numbers and the feelings, the emotions and the facts, can sometimes be a good thing. And that's where expert judgment, of course, what we're looking for now is AI systems to mimic humans and become better at picking a spouse, or telling you what job you should have, or what's the expertise in things. But we're still maybe a few years away from a computer being as good as your mother or your father, or as you are to your children. So anyway, think of it, DIKW. It is embodied in the PMBOK as a way of thinking. Data produces information, produces knowledge in the form of reports. We have 3 types of reports. They're called progress, status, and forecast reports. And so we have knowledge quite much embedded. And then wisdom, as I said, is this expert judgment part here. Now, people like me grow up in a world of documents. You're growing up in a world of information. And so the mindset change has to be away from documents into this DIKW. And to me, that's why it's so important. Ask yourself, what is the data source? What is the information that I can derive from that? What is the knowledge I need to share with my stakeholders? And what is the wisdom I'm expecting from them and from others? DIKW, I hope you find it useful. See you again on the next Technique of the Day.